Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. Since September of 2019, I've been spending £30 a week on sealed products trying to create my own competitive dragon deck from scratch. No trading and no buying individual cards. So far we've spent over £1,000 on packs and achieved a second place regional top, securing an invite to the next European Championship. The ultimate goal is to top one of Yu-Gi-Oh's largest, most competitive events, and this is my journey. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Hello and welcome back to 36 reasons why you should be buying singles. Of course, just as we get one step closer to finishing our deck, another thing comes out that we need, and the cycle's just never gonna end, is it? That's right, Toon Chaos has officially been released, and we're gonna need 3 Chaos space. And of course, just as the cherry on top, Toon Chaos has had a shorter print run and is therefore hard to get. At the time of recording, it's sold out literally everywhere on pre-order, unless you want to buy a box for like over £70, which is just ridiculous. The good news, however, is that thanks to the overwhelming support you guys have shown the channel through either YouTube memberships or Patreon, Papa Revs here was able to swoop in before everything sold out and reserve a bunch of stock for normal prices. So literally just another perfect example of how you guys are making this happen. So massive shout outs going out to Fenris, Ross Ferguson, Nicholas Couch, The Holy Dunsparce, Gargoyle, Robert Giesman, Iconics, Monty O'Brien, Tom Vesey, Jordan Gallagher, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sandstorm, Felipe Oliveira, James Doyle, Nicola Carvelo, Wout van Leeuwen, and Andrew Gumo. Definitely butchered half of those names, I apologise, but thank you all so much. You are, of course, helping to improve the channel for everyone else's viewing pleasure. If you want to make your own contribution, links are, as always, in the description, or if you live in one of these 5 countries and you pay for YouTube Premium, you can support the channel for free. You get a shiny badge next to your name in the comments. What more could you possibly ask for? Anyway, we're looking for a hole for our deck. I really wish I could say any hole's a goal, but it's not. We need Rafflesia's newest hole, and that's Gravedigger's trap hole, you dirty pig. Let's get digging.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
What the fuck is my life? Give me that Gravedigger's trap hole. That is, of course, what we're after, as always. Let's not waste time breaking the ice. Let's just break some packs. Ho ho! Alright. Going straight in here. Pack number 1. What have we got? We have a little polar bear, Choblania, Red Familiar, Zebroid X, Barbaros, Muscly Boy, Goki Guts, Peas and Mushrooms, Necroquip Prism, Pyrate, the Ghost Pirate, Davy Jones, and Eye Contact, giving us a little wink. Pack number 2. To the front, we have our little raindrops, Noctovision Dragon number 321, Musashi, Pride of the Plunder Patrol, another Blaziken, Zero Day. We deserve a shiny Blaziken by this point. We've caught so many. Another Shenron, Necroquip Prism, and Invoked Ogwades. Some feet picks for you boys. Pack number something. I think it's 3. It might be 4. Not sure, not really counting. Alright, Magical Hound, Potato, Lantern Shark. Actually, looks a bit more like an onion, if you look at it. And Lantern Shark, Raindrops, Necroquip Prism, Parallel Exceed, Stairs of Mail, Evil Eye Emergence. It's a trap. It's a trap, please. Ah, Plunder Patrol Party. Very, very shiny. Loads of... Is that food? And treasure. Food and treasure. Okay. Right. Pack number something. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have Jiawen shopping, doing his weekly shop, as always. Red Familiar, Lantern Shark, Zebra X, Torpedo Takedown, Nemesis Adastray, Stairs of Mail, Goki the Powerload Ogre, and Arch Nemesis Protoss. This thing just looks like wires. I assume that's maybe meant to be the point, but yeah, we can lock out some people, some peeps from their decks using that if we really want to. I guess we could give it a try at some point, why not? Pack number 5 though, I believe here. 4 to the front, we have another Red Familiar wearing his big stone crown. How big is this guy? Looks pretty big. Polar Bear, Pride of the Plunder Patrol, Ape Escape, Zhang Yuan, IQ, Crimson Resonator, Goki Guts, and Access Code Talker. Oh my god, okay, so this card is really good, really expensive. I don't know if we could play it. I would really love to play it because it's actually such a good card. Not being able to respond to its effects is just insane. Yeah, wow, okay, I'll take that. Happy with that? I have no idea how many packs we've opened. This is apparently pack number 6. Alright, so Lantern Shark, Trias Hierarchia, Onion Bulb, Magical Hound, Parallel Exceed, Link Burst, Zhang Yuan, Peas and Mushrooms, and a Madolche Archosaur! Oh my god, dude! 2 secrets back to back, and they're both really expensive. Holy crap, dude. Our luck is insane today. Been a while since we've been this lucky. Holy crap. Bro. We're only just halfway through, and we've already pulled pretty nutty. Alright, let's keep this up, boys. At this rate, we're gonna get Starlight. We're gonna get Gravedigger's Trap Hole as well. Okay, right. So, Sarama, Hierarchia, Splash Mage, Borrowing of Arrows, Artisan, Davy Jones, Virus Berserker. It's a trap. Please, Torpedo Takedown. Come on. Come on. Ah, Witchcrafter, Patronus. Don't know what she's laughing at. Okay, let's try this one. For to the front, we have Deep Sea Sentry, Unchained Twins Sarama, Bluebeard, Splash Mage, Virus Berserker, Shenron, Goldilocks, the Battle Landscaper, Blaziken, and Scripton once again. I think that's probably our 3rd now, so we have a playset of Scripton. Right. And here we have Magical Hound, Zebra X, Resonator Command, Noctovision Dragon, Basila Lima, Nemesis Adistray, Artisan, Golden Hair, and the Link 6 Arrival Cyberse at Ignister. 3rd last pack. We haven't had an Ultra at all today. That's pretty interesting. Okay, Borrowing of Arrows, Sarama, Trias Hierarchia, Raindrops, Link Burst, Goldilocks, Peas and Mushrooms, Nemesis Adistray, and Rose Girl. 2nd last pack. We're getting so lucky with the secrets in this set, but it's not what we want. Come on, we want the cheaper secret. Okay, Bluebeard, Splash Mage, Turn Trooper, Minstrel, Nemesis Adistray, Parallel Exceed, Goki, Virus Berserker, and Har, Generator Boss of Storms. Oh, come on. Right, final pack. We've had 2 secrets. 0 Ultras. 0 Starlights. We have Potato, Onion, Tauti Dragon, Proxy F Magician, Raindrops, Choblania, Virus Swordsman, Zhang Yuan, Landscaper, Artisan, and Marincess Great Bubble Reef. So I'm really not complaining. Our binder is getting a huge buff with these 2 cards, and you know, I'm not surprised. We're getting everything except the secret that we need. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Right, let's move on to the games. No changes to the deck today. I was tempted to put in Rafflesia with Bottomless Trap Holes just for a laugh, but I decided against it. We're mostly playing on EDO Pro today because the servers for Dueling Book have been ass lately, and so for round 1 today we're playing against Leon, who is one of our Australian patrons. We won Rock, Paper, Scissors and are popping off through 0 interruptions. Here you'll see I summoned Galactic Spiral off the effect of LP. That's because we have Brotaur in hand, and so when we go into Sayuja, we can use its effect to summon Brotaur from the hand. We also drew into the Collapserpent off of this Sayuja, so we don't need to use Brotaur to search for the baby dragons. Instead, we can search for Levianeer and rip 1 card out of our opponent's hand. Pretty strong board we end on with the Spheres, Harbinger and Savage with the extra deck lock on the Harbinger. The only thing we are missing is Abyss Dweller, that's because we didn't get to Parallel Exceed. This usually should just be enough to win the game outside of Dark Ruler no more, so let's see what Leon's playing. He starts his turn by setting 2 back row and then proceeds to activate Dark Magical Circle, so he's playing Dark Magicians, and of course we say no to that with our Hope Harbinger.
With no monsters left on the field, I summon
Magician's Rod, but it gets negated shitfuck.
From there he goes to the battle phase and attempts to attack over Spheres, but obviously Harbinger has something to say about that, and that ends his turn. Before he does pass it back, I bounce my own Yugioh with Spheres and summon Noctovision from the deck so I can get a draw, and then go into Borrelsword. Top decking a Skippy will get us even more pluses through searching for Parallel Exceed, and you're probably wondering what his back row is. So linking everything into Borrelsword, we get Chainlink 1, Noctovision and Chainlink 2 Formud Skipper. As Chainlink 3, he flips Eternal Soul, which we negate with Borreload Savage as Chainlink 4, and then as Chainlink 5 he flips a Gozen match. I activate Borrelsword as Chainlink 6 just because I can, flipping Harbinger to defense for that second attack, and of course because Borrelsword and Savage are both dark, it's more than enough damage. Game 2, I'm pretty sick of my Dark Magician opponents opening skill drain, so I side in all my back row hate, and we open double Cyclone. Outside of that though, we are going second and have 0 interruption, so he's free to do whatever he wants, starting with a Rod, which fetches him a Circle, which I believe whiffs because he doesn't add anything off its effect. From there, we're laughing until he activates Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which locks us out of spells unless we control a spellcaster, which kinda hurts when we have 3 spells in hand. Magius is a spellcaster. For round 2, I decided to host a random game on EDO Pro and just play against whoever joins. I always forget how long it takes to record actual gameplay because so many people just leave after losing the first game. Anyway, we're up against this guy and we lose the rock, paper, scissors unfortunately and are made to go second. Our hand is definitely playable and we're up against a deck that I've always loved the idea of but I've never actually played myself. And that's Galaxy Eyes. He's also playing a card that we don't have imported from the OCG yet, and that's Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. I'm not sure if it makes a huge difference to the deck, but he searches it off Melody anyway. Now overlaying into Starliege Photon Blast Dragon, this basically gives all of his high attack monsters protection from targeting and destruction. From here he just keeps vomiting out level 8 until he has a Hope Harbinger and a Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord on the field, so he ends on a monster negate, a spell negate, attack redirection, and a protected board. Top deck and quick launch kind of gives us a safety net, so I start by normal summoning Brotaur and link into Striker Dragon, triggering Noctovision. In the TCG, Noctovision would actually chain block the Striker Dragon, but because EDO plays by the OCG rules, Noctovision can't chain block here for some reason. He chooses not to negate the Striker Dragon with his Photon Lord and instead adds a Galaxier Photon monster to his hand. I then attempt to bait his Hope Harbinger with a quick launch, but he allows that to go through, so I summon Synchron and then I activate Dragon Shrine, which he also allows to go through, so I dump Spiral. He uses his monster negate on our summon of Spiral, which allows him to then summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon thanks to Afterglow, although it's really not going to make much of a difference because he has no further interruption and we just have way too much resources at this point. Climbing into Noodle not only triggers the Exceed in our hand, but it also gets us Dragon Buster from the deck, allowing us to make an easy Borrelsword and LP. LP of course grabs us the Red MD, where we revive Brotaur, discarding our Skippy to search for Levianeer. His Starliege is actually preventing him from getting OTK'd at this point because we can't just blow up his board with Levianeer. Instead we have to clear his board in the battle phase and then clean up the rest with Levianeer in main phase 2. Now with his Harbinger gone, I can use Boot Sector Launch to get Tracer on the field and therefore Savage, preventing him from doing too much on his next turn. I could make Spheres as well, but I don't want to get rid of the Borrelsword. Plus, I doubt he's main decking Super Poly, so it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. I let him discard twice for his Galaxy Soldiers, but I do negate the summon of the second one, preventing him from getting to infinity and forcing him to scoop. Game 2, he actually makes me go first, which really caught me by surprise, and our hand is actually pretty good. I do, of course, start by normal summoning Draco and linking into Magius. From there, I activate Ravine Dumping Spiral to bait out a potential Ash, but I don't think he has it, so I dump Absorouter searching for Rokket Synchron. From there, I quick launch for Silverrokket and link into Striker Dragon, chain blocking the Magius and searching for Boot Sector Launch. However, he does have the Imperm and negates the Magius. Thankfully, we can still continue with our combo by activating Boot Sector Launch to summon Synchron from hand, and then linking the Magius and Synchron into Hulky Fibrax. I kept the Tracer in hand as discard fodder for the Brotaur we would summon off LP, but he has the second imperm, so I probably should have summoned the Tracer off of Boot Sector Launch as well. That way we would have been at least able to end on a Savage, but now we're kind of fucked. I used the effect of Striker Dragon to pop itself and add Synchron back from the graveyard to the hand, at least giving us a follow-up play on the next turn. And now we hope we don't get OTK'd through a 1500 body. I don't actually know how consistent or concise the Galaxy Eyes plays are, but I think he kind of bricked. Using Monster Reborn, he revives my Galactic Spiral Dragon and then normal summons a Photon Orbital, allowing him to get to a rank 8. Ranking up into full armor, he pops my Noodle Fibrax, and then into Cypher Blade, he pops my field spell. Oof. I'm not seeing any negates, however, and if you really want to get into a dragon measuring contest, mine's always bigger. Round 3, I did actually manage to get on Dueling Book for a hot minute, so I decided to set up a random game and see what monstrosity would join. We end up playing against this guy and winning rock, paper, scissors, so of course I choose to go first. Pretty solid hand, although it does die to like an Impermanence or a Veiler on the Formud Skipper, so the safer play would be to normal summon Maximus and link into Magius, but I summon the Skippy anyway. Thankfully the risk isn't punished and we are able to go through our Crusadia plays into the Spatha and the LP and the Dweller on board as well through Exceed. Now, if we had Gravedigger's Trap Hole, this wouldn't be a problem because Rafflesia would be in place of the Dweller, but we get ashed on the effect of LP. So now I have to use World Legacy Guard Dragon to revive Draco, link into Pisty and move it so that we can activate the effect of Pisty to summon Draco back and play on through a Saryuja. We do get some nice draws, but it's not quite enough to end on our full board, so with no further interruptions, we get to a Spheres and a Hope Harbinger, plus Levianeer ripping a card out of his hand. Sometimes that's just enough, man. It really comes down to what your opponent's playing, and in this case, yeah, we're up against For Hire, and that's a deck that really relies on its normal summon, so before he gets a chance to activate the effect of a Recon, which he normal summoned, I bounce it back to his hand, which forces him to pass, and we kill him on the next turn. Game 2, I really expected him to go first, but no, he's chosen second, and this Nibiru in my hand is completely dead. However, we do have 2 Crusadia monsters, which is pretty much full combo. He drops Ash this time on the Halki Fibrax, so I Dragon trying to put Absorouter in the grave, getting Tracer to our hand. The better play here would be to use Launch, summoning Tracer, allowing us to go into LP and continue with our plays. However, instead, I summon Maximus to the zone of Striker Dragon, link into Saryuja with just 3 materials, therefore missing out on the hand fix, unfortunately, and then from there I do the Guard Dragon plays, but with no further interruption, we don't get punished and still manage to end on Spheres, Harbinger, and Savage. Oh, and a Levianeer rip as well, so actually a little bit better than game 1. He starts his turn by firing off a magical meltdown, so we're playing against Invoked For Hire, which is very interesting. With Spheres basically being an out to any For Hire plays, we just need to stop him from getting to the Invoked stuff to win the game. Negating the meltdown with our Harbinger forces him to T-set and pass it over, so I think this is going to be a swift 2-0, boys. I'm not actually able to kill him this turn, so instead I just go straight to the battle phase and attack over his set Arboria, which he has teched in just to play Synchros. Giving him one last turn to do something, he sets a back row and passes it back over, where we kill him. Round 4, we're up against Akami's Madolches. I'm always a little bit worried when I'm playing against this deck because I'm still not familiar with what it does, I just know that it's good. Anyway, Akami wins rock, paper, scissors and chooses to go second, allowing us to pop off with no interruptions. Full combo, by the way. We pulled off the entire board of Spheres, Savage, Harbinger, Dweller, which would be Reclusia in the future, and the extra deck lock on the Dragon Buster. Typically, I wait for my opponent to play a card before activating Dweller just to play around Imperm, but after that Sphere mode in the last episode, yeah. So in this matchup, I'm never actually 100% sure on what to hit outside of Angeli and Magellan. I allow Akame to summon Petting Cessure from the hand and then get Rice Pudding from the deck, but on resolution, I bounce the Rice Pudding back to his hand. He then goes on to activate 2 Madolche Salons, both which I negate with Harbinger and Savage. Then he normal summons a Hoot Cake, activates the field spell, and passes turn because he doesn't have a monster in the grave for Hoot Cake's effect. Really don't know if I played that correctly at all, but it seemed to do the job and we killed him on the next turn. Game 2, Akame does choose to go first this time, and we have no interruptions. Once again, he fires off a Petting Cessure and gets a Rice Pudding from the deck, and this time he's able to overlay for Glace Soufflé. From there, he continues messing about in the kitchen until he has a board of a chocolate tart cake. Now, I actually misread the Link monster. Basically, it protects Madolche spells and traps from being targeted and destroyed. My brain apparently ignored the Madolche part there, and so I thought my Twin Twisters was useless on his back row, so I played into a strike and had to end my turn on Imagius.
Big sad.
Game 3, we're going first. We open a pretty broken hand, and I'm ready to win. Using our 2 Crusadia cards, we can go into the Striker Dragon and Halki Fibrax play, but our Striker Dragon gets met with an Impermanence, which really doesn't actually do anything. We can still summon Arboria and go ahead with everything else, getting to a board of Spheres, Harbinger, Savage, with the extra deck lock and an Impermanence.
Barry, I'm gonna eat it anyway, but I want you to say you can eat my pudding!
Bouncing his Angeli back to hand before he could activate its effect, it's fair to say that Pudding was successfully devoured. 4-0 boys, 4-0. For the 5th and final round today, we're up against Hyper Venom. We win Rock Paper Scissors, so we're going first, and we face no interruption against 3-Axis Synchro, I believe it was. 60 cards, by the way. We end on a board of Spheres, Dweller, and Savage with the extra deck lock, and 3-Axis Synchro really heavily relies on the extra deck. So you can summon a bunch of level 3s, but they're not going to do anything. Easy game 1. Game 2, we are of course going second, and I opened Dark Ruler No More and the DD Crow, so I'm not too scared of what he's able to do. However, I think he bricked. He gets to the Cherubini, but ends on the Tenyi Link 3. A very, very swift 2-0 thanks to the Boral Sword. It would have been pretty cool to see what his deck could do, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. So actually, a flawless performance today. It's been a while since we've racked up a kill streak, and we're currently now sitting on 6. So could this be the run that we get the nuke? You're gonna have to subscribe and stay tuned to find out. So we've actually had a pretty sick episode today. Not only did we pull some good cards like Access Code Talker, but we also won every match. Let's just hope that we can pull Gravedigger's Trap Hole soon so that the kill streak doesn't get ended by a fat rock. On the topic of Access Code Talker, that's a big jump towards full power Salads, and we also have the Halki Fibrax and Celine as a generic engine. Not that we're going to be playing that in our Dragon Link deck, because to be quite frank, there's just no room for it, but it is really nice to have as an option for any deck we may or may not build. We've also officially received the Red MD errata in the TCG, with the database being updated, but that doesn't affect us at all because we've been prepared for it for a while by playing Brotaur instead, so we might just take it out the deck completely now in the next episode. Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up here. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're super close to that 30k subscriber mark, which is just insane, so if you could share this around and show your friends, I would really appreciate it. Next episode should hopefully be uploaded on Thursday or Friday, so I'll see you there. Bye.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow